Hey there, how y'all doing? Today was the day I finally decided to get my patio life together. I had got a few storage containers from Aldi. Y'all ever go to Aldi? Aldi be having some good stuff up in there. Y'all gotta go in there. Aisle of Shame. They be having all kind of stuff up in there, depending on what time of the year it is. They be having like around Mother's Day. They gonna probably have, I don't know, whatever stuff mothers like. But it's gonna be, they be having decent stuff in there. I'm talking about from clothes to juicers to drills and grilling utensils for Father's Day. They be having pet beds, kitchen pots, and everything be good, nice quality stuff. I mean, they just be having all kind of stuff. Y'all gotta go up in there. But anyway, I got a couple of storage containers. Well, actually, it's this one cabinet and some storage containers from Aldi. I got a couple of different ones because they was a good price, so I just took what they had there. I got three of them all together. They ain't all matching and all the same because you get what you get when you go over there. But they nice though, so I'm putting these together so I could get this patio and everything cleared up, child. Everything was pretty easy to put together and the instructions was pretty clear. This first one took me the longest to put together. I was feeling pretty good and on a roll this week. This video was recorded November 13th. So basically I was out there November 11, 12, and 13 getting the garden together and cleaning the patio. My birthday had just passed on November the 9th and it was a good one because baby, I ain't do nothing but laid around. You hear me? Had a good time. Doing just what I wanted to do. Absolutely nothing. Although I be getting tired and overwhelmed, every year I look forward to the garden season, just like the rest of the gardeners, I'm sure. But I get excited. I like it's new all over again. I be trying to get the garden all spruced up and everything looking all new and fresh and pretty for the beginning of spring. You know how that go. You be wanting everything all clean and pristine for the beginning of the season. I haven't really put much thought into the garden itself yet. I mean, like, as far as what I'm going to plant, where I'm going to plant it, placement of things like that. Even though I am going to try to do more companion planting this year, I really haven't sat down and drew out a plan or anything like that. But since I'm also trying to get the whole garden planted out this year, I got space, so I'm going to plant a little bit of everything. Anything I can get my hands on, I'm going to plant it. I still have not started any seeds yet. And there are certain things that I know I'm not going to be able to get at garden centers and stuff like that, like my roselle. That's something that's a staple. I'm going to have that in my garden every year, so I know I'm going to have to go in and start that seed. And a few others like my chamomile, some moringa, ashwagandha, things like that. I'm going to go ahead and start those seeds because I know I'm not going to find them in the garden center. Child, even my mama talking about a little garden this year, a little recession garden or something. So I'm going to start or purchase her a tomato and a cucumber plant and see how she roll with it. She ain't really into playing in dirt and dealing with bugs. So we'll see how that go. She had to do that when she was younger. She said when my grandmother had a garden, she didn't already, picked fruits and vegetables and did all that yard work. She even wrung chickens' necks and stuff like that, child. So she ain't really into it right now, but the world we living in today in this recession and all that, she said go on and get her one started. So I'm gonna do what it do, baby. I'm gonna go ahead and get her a couple of grow bags and see how she like it. I'm thinking she will though, because it's different when you older and you just kind of out there doing it for leisure, for your comfort, versus when you're younger and you're doing it because your mama told you to go out there and do it. You feel like it's a chore at that point. You don't really have an appreciation for what you're doing. Well, at least that's how it was for me, because I know for sure. When I was younger, I ain't want to be out there. My grandma used to be out there tending to them plants, and I was like, psh, I can't do it. It's too hot. But now I don't mind being out there, even though I still feel like it's too hot some days. But for the most part, I enjoy being out there. Working or chilling. Listening to the birds and I don't even be having no radio or nothing on out there. Once you get grown and got your garden, then it's an accomplishment. And I be feeling accomplished. That cabinet is nice. It's much sturdier than I thought it would be. The back of it made out of cardboard, so it's a good thing I'm putting it against the wall, because I couldn't imagine it being too waterproof. Well, at least not around the back. The front seemed like it's going to be pretty good. We'll see how it hold up in the weather in this Texas heat. This is a nice deck box, too. It's pretty big, so I'm going to put my son's toys in it. I also have a few hair clients that's been talking about getting them a little garden started, and they, want me to help them. I definitely don't mind helping. It'll be a joy for me. So you never know, child. I might be going around Houston this summer getting gardens started all over Houston, child. Call me. Each one teach one. Oh, Tony will be proud. Hey, Tony. Tony is one of my good friends from Georgia. He's actually the one that got me into gardening in the first place. I guarantee he ain't even realize he was creating a monster. Every year Tony grew a garden. He would come to work talking about the garden, talking about what he had coming in and the plants he had and the vegetables he was getting. So in 2018, he came to work one day talking about his garden and how everything was coming in, how his cucumbers was flourishing and everything. And I was like, oh, wow, I love cucumbers. I want me a cucumber. Bring me some cucumbers. Child, why Tony bought me a cucumber plant instead of cucumbers? I just took it and said thank you, but I was really like, what the hell I'm gonna do with this? Baby, that cucumber plant sat on that dining room table for weeks. You hear? When I say it was half dead a couple of times, my husband was watering it. It was like damn near about to die.
A few times.
But I ain't want Tony to come back and ask me how the cucumber plant was doing, and then I gotta tell him the thing died because I was ungrateful and just sat it there and ignored it. So I got on YouTube, baby. YouTube you. I just went on there and put in how to grow a cucumber plant, and it popped up so many different videos. So I watched all them little videos. I ran around the corner to the Lowe's, got my little stuff. I had got me a little 5-gallon bucket, a bag of dirt, and all the other little stuff I needed, and I planted the cucumber. I still really ain't paying no attention, but I did what I was supposed to do. You know, watered it and put it in a sunny spot. And when I tell you, I wasn't even expecting nothing. One day I went out there to water it or something and saw cucumbers, and I was like, ah! I could not believe I had cucumbers growing in my backyard. I got so excited when I tell you immediately. I went that same day right back to the Lowe's and I bought every plant that I was able to afford, every plant that I ate. I mean, you know, every vegetable I eat, if they had a plant for it, I bought it that day. I got me some more containers and I went right home and I planted the little garden and I got right back on YouTube. One of my favorite ones at the time was Hollis and Nancy. I used to watch their videos all the time. Went right back on there and I planted all my little stuff and I had my little garden set and ready to go. When I tell you, it's been on like Donkey Kong ever since then. As y'all can see, it's really become a passion of mine, something I love doing and I know I'm going to do for the rest of my life as long as I'm able.
Even if it's just when I feel like it.
Thanks, Tony. Love ya.
My garden sensei.
I keep trying to get him to post his garden on one of these platforms, but he keeps saying not right now. He ain't ready yet.
Well, he keep pussyfooting, as my mama would say.
I'm probably going to have to take me a little quick trip to Georgia and record it myself to show it to y'all, because he's shy. Do y'all know if they have people that edit your videos for you? Because, baby, this is for the birds. Like, literally right now, at this point in the video, I am on, like, day 3 of editing. I mean, it makes no sense. Now, granted, I mean, I do go to work.
I also have a husband and a child and a dog and a life outside of this garden.
Plus, I got to run my household. Besides, I don't always just feel like sitting on this phone editing and keep going back and forth and taking this piece out and taking that piece out and trying to make this fit. I don't feel like doing all that. So basically, do y'all know anybody that might enjoy doing this kind of work and offer their services? It ain't got to be their real job. Just their little side hustle where they ain't charging the arm and the leg. You know, they might be willing to work for a few little bell peppers and tomatoes or something. Help your girl out. And then speaking of not feeling like it, that brings me back to being tired and overwhelmed. A lot of days I just don't feel like doing no more than what I really have to. Shoot, by the time I get my son off to school, go to work, get off from work, make it home through the traffic, shit, I'm done before I even think about what we're going to eat for dinner. Sometimes I wake up with that fucking in my system, so I don't even feel like doing nothing, even when I ain't got nothing to do that day. Which brings me back to menopause, and I don't want to hump on it, but I just really want to say, my grandma and all the other older women that came before us, y'all only talk about the hot flashes. Y'all don't never mention all the other side effects that come with menopause. I mean, don't get me wrong, them hot flashes is a beast, and let's not even talk about the night sweats. But this menopause thing come with a whole other list of symptoms and side effects that y'all never even mentioned, and I never even heard of them until I started dealing with them myself. It's crazy, have me in here tripping. Sometimes I feel like I'm about to lose my mind. And Google had me thinking I had early onset Alzheimer's or dementia or something. Forgetting the simplest things. I mean, they come right back, but it'd be like, what the hell? I mean, like, what was that, a glitch or something? I be absent-minded, thoughts be scattered, don't want to be bothered at all. I be wanting to tell people, shut up talking to me. I'm talking about equilibrium be off. I remember hearing of old people falling or doing something, you know, like hurting themselves, and you be like, how the hell you did that? How you did that, Auntie? How you did that, Grandma? Well, guess what, baby? I know just how they did it. Menopause. At this point, I don't know what to contribute to it or getting older, so I contribute everything to it. Anything new that I wasn't dealing with before, if I'm too tired, then it's menopause. If I don't feel like doing it, then it's menopause. If I got that fucking in my system, it's menopause. If I said I was going to do it and at the last minute I changed my mind and I ain't got to give you no explanation, then guess what it is? That's why the older generation just be saying anything, because it be in their system. Man, I hate when that lazy spirit get on me and I don't be feeling like doing nothing, though. That's when stuff start looking like this. And the thing about it is, in my mind, I be feeling like, oh yeah, when I get home, I'm gonna get this done, get that done, you know, whatever I need to do, woot, I'm gonna get it all taken care of. I be having my little time slides. I'm gonna have this done by this time, this done by that time, whatever. By the time I get off from work and make it through that traffic, I get home and be like, psych. If it ain't a necessity, I don't need to worry about it. Shoot, sometimes priorities get knocked off the list too. Of course, I do have 2 off days a week, but lately one of them been full of nothing too. I mean, not in a sad, bad way, like, oh, woe is me, I don't have nothing. Not like that, just I don't feel like doing nothing, I ain't doing nothing, or ask me nothing. I'm chilling type shit. Then on that other off day, of course, I got to take care of all the priorities that I took off the list, like
laundry and stuff.
You know, it's always going to be something that needs to be done or could be done that's falling by the wayside. But just like those before us, we got to keep the train moving. Y'all see me making some good progress out here, huh? And do y'all see how tall this dragon fruit done got? That thing about tall as me. When I do mix the soil and start planting, that's going to be the first thing I plant. Another thing is my body be so after I do these garden days. When I'm out here, like, you know, getting everything together and cleaning up and doing real garden chores, my body be toe up. I be popping them ibuprofens when I finish. My back and shoulders already be hurting, probably from doing hair for over 20 years. But when I get out of this garden, it be my whole body. I probably need to start taking one before I start too. You know, I knew I did a lot of work from, you know, just from looking at the before and afters. But while I'm sitting here editing this and actually looking at myself, I see why my body be so. I probably do 999,000 squats. I don't know, but I be squatting and lifting and bending, and I still ain't got a back brace on. But I'm looking at these clips, or these, you know, editing this video, and I can really tell why my body be tore up like it be after them garden days. I be working all my muscles. I'm serious when I say I'm not gonna let it get this bad again, though. So the scope of work shouldn't be as major. I mean, of course, it's gonna get a little messy here and there, but I gotta make sure to check myself before it gets to this point again. The good thing is I'm almost done now, and I can see the finish line. After this, I think the only thing I have left to do is to repair the rips and the holes in the landscape fabric. Then it's gonna be time to start mixing soil and topping off these beds and containers. And I actually think I'm gonna remove some containers and add more beds. I'm gonna always keep some type of containers in the garden, but I'm really liking the beds. I keep telling myself I'm getting some chickens this year, but I ain't stamped no date on it yet. That's another reason I gotta do better with my consistency out here. Cause them girls gonna need to eat all year round. And that includes winter when I don't wanna be out here. And actually thinking about it now that I'm talking myself through it, I might as well just say next year is gonna be my year to get chickens, because I gotta gather all the stuff that I need for them, and I know spring is the best time to get them. So I might as well say this year I'm gonna try to get all the supplies I'm gonna need. First, I'm going to go ahead and get all the stuff I need for them. You know, the coop, the feeders, waters, you know, whatever else I need. I'm going to even get the food and stuff for them before I get them, just to make sure I got everything I need. I've been trying to visualize where I want the coop to sit. I don't know why, but I feel like knowing where I'm going to put it will help me determine the type of coop or the shape of coop that I'm going to need. I think I'm going to try to build it too. I'm not sure if I want to put it on the other side of the garden shed or if I want to put it somewhere else in the yard entirely. I'm really going to have to do some research on chickens. I mean, you know, I've been doing research on chickens, but I'm going to have to do kind of like look up where they need to be. Like, do they need shade? Do they need, you know, what area do they coop need to be in? Or should I say what type of area? I've been seeing some real nice ones online. And I definitely know I want one that I could walk into because, baby, with this back, I ain't trying to create no more work that I gotta bend down to do. If I can't walk into it, it's gonna at least have to be on a raised platform or something, and the run could kind of extend underneath it. My sister told me a long time ago that she was gonna help me build me a chicken coop. I don't know if she remember, but I'ma sure call her. I'ma be like, hey girl, hey, remember that time? Remember when you had said? Nah, but she like building stuff though, so I'ma call her and see if she want still help me build it and everything. Dang, that's one more thing on the list too, because I ain't even think about pricing out the supplies. I need to do that too to even create a budget. So now I gotta look into and price materials to create a budget for the chicken coop. Check. That's just one more thing on the list. I don't know which list though. Shit, at this point, I'm about to need a list for my list of lists. You know, you got your main to-do list. Then you got your priorities that you got to do whether you want to or not. Then you got your necessities. You know, they need to be done, but not necessarily a priority per se, but they need to be done as soon as possible. Then you got your as soon as possible list. You know, that's your stuff with your deadlines, like taxes and re-registering your children for school next year and stuff. Then comes your wants list, which is probably where the chicken coop should be sitting. But the way things going, I'm trying to get that thing moved up to somewhere in between the necessities and a as soon as possible list or something. I've been periodically questioning my husband about how he feel about butchering his own chicken. He just said, it's cool, I think I could do it. But he didn't seem really enthusiastic about it one way or the other, you know. I mean, but do you want to do it? Are you gonna do it? Are you willing to do it? Is you about that life? I mean, I think you could do it too, but we all know thinking you could do something and just getting down to the nitty gritty and actually doing it is two different things. But I guess I got another year or so to work on it and get him to visualize what he can't see. Or maybe he see clear and I'm the one delusional and underestimating that man. Either way, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Cause initially I'm looking for egg layers, not meat birds anyway. I be just checking his temperature for just in case, you know. I don't know who I thought I was, Hercules or Xena Princess Warrior or somebody trying to move this big old tarp full of debris. I eventually gave up and left it there for my mister to move later and just picked up the rest of my son's toys he left all over the yard. All right, it took all day, but we got it done, and this is what we ended up looking like. That little area over there is for my son. He had his own little gardening and play area with a sandbox and all that, but it's been neglected too. He getting older now, so he more into video games and stuff. So he don't really go out and play over there too often no more. I'ma see if he still want it or if I could go ahead and dismantle it and put grass back over there. I think the patio looking pretty good. It definitely feels better being out there without all that clutter all over everywhere. I'm going to just take a little walk through over here so you could get a glimpse of the garden and the patio all cleaned up together. So you can see I cleaned up all my mess. I'm going to probably have to come out here later and have me a little celebratory glass of wine or something. Y'all, it took me 4 days to edit this video, so if you still here, you need to like, share, and subscribe just for my efforts and being able to keep you entertained for 15 minutes of your life. Which I really do appreciate you spending here with me. Thank you.